Hello, everybody. Hopefully, I have gone live, or you're about to see me. Fingers crossed, I'm live. I'm going to check over here in the Facebook group and see if I am actually live. It looks like I'm about to be, according to Facebook. Wonderful. Looks like we might actually be going live. I'm just going to. Yep, we are live. Wonderful. I've got the comments up, so as we go along today, please pop your questions in the comments and I will do my best to answer them as we go. So hello, Ariel. I've got to say, Ariel, I have been impressed with the work you've been doing for Lucia of late. You have just stepped it up another level. Thank you. And hey, GB, love what you're doing too. All I can say is Lucia and her VAs, before I even get any further, they all deserve to have a big, massive holiday because I know how many hours goes into putting one of these events together. And all the thanks we can give them and lay on them is nowhere near enough to what we as store holders and vendors can do to say thank you. So from the bottom of my heart, guys, and I'm sure bottom of everyone's hearts, thank you for all the work you do behind the scenes and keeping Lucia sane, keeping me sane, keeping us all sane, keeping us going, fixing all our tech issues, because I know a lot of us have tech issues right at the last minute sort of thing. And I've got to also throw some of that love towards my VA, Rika. Without her, I could not have done this time around. So you gotta love our VAs. They are the best thing you'll ever do. So with that said, who am I? I'm Amanda Sutherland. I'm an entertainer and a business owner. So today, I want to focus a little bit on some knowledge that's come from my entertaining background. So that might be able to help you when you're going, hey Reg, help you when you're going live on socials. So I want to give you some behind the scenes tips and tricks that I have learned over my years hanging around theatres and film sets and TV sets and things like that. So I want to give you a little bit of behind the scenes. Oh, thank you, GB. Yeah, I just want to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes technical situation or tips that might help you when you're going live on socials. Hello, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that one. Sanganang. Please tell me if I've got that wrong. I hate getting people's names wrong, but thank you for watching us. So some of the things people freak out about when they decide they realize they need to go live, because video and live video like this is the best way for your customers to get to know who you are. They get to develop a really deep sense of knowledge and understanding of who you are, what your services are, all of that. It's faster to build knowledge and trust with video like this than is with a static post, because people can see you. They can see when you're being genuine. They can see when you're not. It's a little bit like Santa, but the audience can always tell when you've been naughty or nice. Hey Lucia, and this video today is by special request of Lucia, because she wanted me to give you guys a little bit of help with my knowledge. So thank you for suggesting this one, Lucia. So without any further ado, let's get into the setup that you require. Now, these days, with the advent of our smartphones, I'm just making sure that you can see it. That's my gorgeous cat on the front there. With the advent of smartphones, you don't need a full-on video camera anymore. I've even been part of films that were filmed on this particular phone, and scenes were filmed on this phone for a movie I was part of. So it is clearly not the old days. All you need is a mobile phone that has the ability to record video. And these days, there's not too many of those around that don't have the ability to record video. And it's as simple as that this is the only piece of real tool you need. Now, each of the platforms have specific ways of going live, so you need to check which platform you're working on. But some general guidelines: if you're going live with your phone on Facebook, you want to have your phone in this position, because that gives the wider picture for Facebook, because its platform works in a horizontal or landscape fashion, whereas videos for TikTok and stories and reels and all of that stuff, they're usually done in the portrait position, which is vertical. So these are just something very quick to think about: is what is the platform that I'm recording on and what does it like? which way is going to be the most appropriate. Now, sometimes your phone will not allow you to move around or rotate like that. Sometimes it does take a little bit of, what's the word? Tweaking, play, error, you know, all the stuff we do to figure out how to make something work. So if you need to, create a test group and just get a couple of friends in there, test it. It's a great way to build your confidence and just go live. And that way you can see which way your phone's actually going to work. On most phones, there is often a little thing that if you're flipping between the front and the back, you can do that whilst in live video. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on your phone and the software within your phone. So you really do probably need to spend a little bit of time in a private group with some friends, messing about, understanding the quirks of your individual device. Failing that, the next biggest thing the next thing people will often use is a web camera. Now, I can't show you my web camera because it's sitting up here and I'm using it at the moment, but it's just a simple web camera that plugs into my computer, because for me, I personally prefer to use my computer when I'm going live, because I'm one of these geeks that likes to have multiple screens so I can see what's going on and where it's going on. Now, don't forget, any questions, pop them in the comments for me and I will come back to them and ask and answer them for you. So we've got simple cameras now. One of the things, it's just a simple web camera. It's like a gaming camera or something like that people use when they're playing games and broadcasting their games, which I'm not a gamer, but it's something that the gamers would use. So it's nothing fancy. And that's the key to this going live stuff. You don't need fancy equipment. Now, you can see my face at the moment. Lighting is the next thing. So I should, lighting is the next thing we should talk about. Now, I have got a bucket load of lights turned on around me at the moment. So I'm going to turn them all off and show you why lighting is important. So here we go. Which one was it? Not that one. I've got too many lights out here because I've got examples of lights you can buy. I'm just going to come up the top here and turn this light down as well. So hopefully you can see the difference that having lights on makes. Now, I'm actually sitting in a corner facing a very dark painted wall in the house I rent, which is not ideal, as you can tell, for this. However, if you're able to sit in front of a window that's got muted light coming in, perfect. You are going to get so much good light on your face and even light. However, we're not all in that situation where we can sit in front of a window that's going to get nice even light, because you don't want harsh sunlight, because that will create sharp shadows on your face. However, if you get that nice solid light, perfect, go for it. However, in the meantime, what you can use are little lights. Now, over here, I'm just going to try and bring this one in. Oops. It doesn't want to come out. This one is certainly nothing fancy. This is a banker's lamp that I knocked off a desk one night. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on a second. Oops. Got too many things here to show you. So this is a banker's lamp that I actually, put it that way, you might be able to see it. I actually knocked it off, so it's actually broken, but it's just got a very simple white fluoro. I'll show you why the colors are different in a minute. A white fluoro lamp in it, and I turn that on, and it just sits over here on the side of me. And what that does is it actually provides a nice sense of light on this side of my face. So it helps to light this side of my face up nice and beautiful. You don't even need to go and spend any money on your lighting. So you can actually see now I've got shadow on this side, so I need something on this side now. And for that one, I didn't spend a lot of money on this. You can go and buy these little mini ring lights. Now I got this one at Kmart, or just a cheap store here anywhere near by you. So I'm just trying to make, yep, there it is. It can be seen. I think I only paid $5 for this one because it was on sale at the time. So you really don't need a lot. It's USB powered, and it just plugs into a USB point. You can even take your USB battery packs with you if you're going outside with them, or if you're on the road. A lot of us often are when we're working in this online lifestyle. So you can take it with you and just plug it into your computer if you have to, and use it. So it's got a little feet at the bottom here to make it stable. And I'm going to turn it on now and turn this other one off and talk to you about colors, because all of these ring lights have one thing in common. Doesn't matter what kind you get, they come with, let's see if we can get this working properly. You can turn it, little button, turn it on, and then we turn it on. You're just going to try and face it. I'll face it at me for the moment, so you can hopefully see the difference of what I'm about to show you. So I'm looking through it at the moment, which is probably not ideal, but I'm going to sit in, actually, what I'll do is I'll sit in front of me. So you can see it's throwing a nice wide circle of light around my face, but still got some dark areas, which we'll fix by putting lights on in different directions. Now, something else, if you are a glass wearer like I am, you're going to get these reflections up here in your glasses, and we don't want those. So when I turn the top light on, over back up there, I'll show you how to get rid of that and still wear your glasses while you're doing a live video. But for the moment, what I want to talk about is the little controls on this device here. Okay. Oops. Okay. So this, oops, see if I can get this to work for you. Okay, I might just angle this down. There's a bit too much light here. Okay, so you got this is your on button. Let's see, that might be better. No, it doesn't want to. Okay, so it has an on button. Then this one here, I'm going to do it without showing you the button, because unfortunately the camera's not picking the button up too well for me today. So you have 4 buttons on them. Your first one is your on and off button, and that's very self-explanatory. Then you have a minus button, which allows you to control how much light you get out. It controls the brightness of the light. So as you can see, I've just turned the light right down low. Yeah, the ring lights do help a lot, Rika. And then I've got the plus button, which you can then turn it back up if you need more light in that, hey Lorraine, that area. So as you can see, that gives you a bit of control. Now, another thing these lights do have is the light, there's usually a button between the minus symbol and the plus symbol, and that controls the color of the light. So that also, what that means, it controls whether you're seeing a white light, which is usually what most people prefer, because it gives you the most even look. However, if you want to create something that's a look that's a little bit more warm or a bit cooler, you can actually flip between colors. So now this gives you an orange light, which gives you a little bit more of a warm feel in color. So if you've got a lot of bright light around you, this might actually help even out the bright light and give you a cooler or a more natural look. And conversely, if there's a lot of, that's back to the white, and this is a blue light. And you can see, again, that makes my skin look a different color. And sometimes if there's too much orange or yellow light around you, it might actually help even out your tone a bit. But for me, in this room, the white light, oops, there we go. White light is the one that works best. And I usually have it on a fairly high setting. And then I can pop this one over here to the side, with its little feet. So I'll just pop him over there. Whoops. So just while I'm doing this, if you've got any questions for me, please pop them in the comments and I'll come back and answer them for you. So, oops, just lost it. There we go. Now I'm going to turn my other one over here on as well. So we're now getting a bit more balance, but sometimes for me, I find I need a bit of front light. So we're going to turn my front light back up here, if it's going to work. There we go. Oops. And I've turned this, oops, back. I'm bumping things left, right, and center. This is why you don't normally go play with it. This is why you don't play with your settings while you're on camera. So just set that up a little bit better. There we go. So now I should have a fairly good setup of light for my eye, for my face and skin tone in this room. Now, something to also consider, if you're using a webcam, check for a little white light. My webcam's got a ring light built into it, and there's a white vertical line at the top of the camera. That's where you look. So you look at that, and that's how people know. You can actually then talk down the camera to someone and look at someone and make it look like you're talking to them personally. It just helps with that connection. Now, if you don't have that available, all you do is you grab an object. So in this case, I've got a makeup brush, and you pop it up next to the camera. You might even grab a little Post-it note and put a little smiley face up there, so you're talking to a face. And if you're really nervous, that can be a great tool. Print a photo of your favorite person, stick it up the top next to your camera, and that way you're talking to your favorite person. And that can instantly relax you and make you more engaging when you come online. Now, I promised you the glasses tip. Now, as you can see, my glasses were catching the light of the ring light. One of the easiest and simplest way to remove that is to actually, when you put them on at an angle. And that way you can still look up and talk to the camera with limited light showing, reflecting on your glasses. And that can remove a lot of distraction for your viewers, for the people watching you. And again, just makes you more approachable. So there's some really fantastic tips just there. Now, yeah, it's a great idea, Lorraine. If you've got a smiling face next to your camera, it just relaxes you so much when you're talking to people. It really does. So now I've got some other lighting ideas to show you. They don't have to be fancy. They don't even have to be a ring light. Now this one here, this is going to be out of the box for a lot of people. Great idea, Reg, great idea. Now all this is a makeup mirror. And what it has on it is a series of LED lights that you, if you have to, you can hold in front of your face to provide that light. As simple as that. Even simpler, if you've got a torch that looks a lot like this, whoops, there you go, come back here, there we go, got a torch that looks like this, you pop it on, and then you this one's got a thing you can hang, and you hang in front of it so it shines the light in your face. It is so simple. Now, a lot of the times you will find that when you're purchasing a ring light, it comes with a stand of some description. This one's a bit of a medium-sized one, and the ring lights can sit, usually screw into them, and you can actually use those to position your lights around. That's another little tool you can get. But even simpler, you want to make sure your camera's sturdy. One of the fastest and easiest ways to do that is to grab, look at this, I got this at the last expo from Lucia and Claire, my Scentsy cleaner. You grab a bottle that's got some weight in it, and if you're using your phone, you grab your phone, put your video camera on, sorry, oops. Get your camera up, and a rubber band. Oops. Now, sometimes 2 rubber bands, and pop them around the phone. Make sure it's nice and still. And so long as you don't cover up the camera, there you go. A very quick and easy phone stand for holding your phone still while you're alive. Simple as that. It does not need to be fancy. It really, really does not. It is quite simple. I know I've known people have used bottles of alcohol, whatever your favorite bottle is, just use it. That's a great way. Sometimes you can't. I've actually had to film some auditions where I didn't have a bottle available, so I've stacked up a pile of books and leant the phone against the books. There are great ways of doing it, as long as you've got the height in front, looking at. Now, that's the other thing I want to talk to you about is the angle of your camera. Now, I don't know if I'm not going to take that one down because it's too much to get back up there, but with your phone, you want to have it, hang on, oops, I need to put something over this. Okay, have it looking down at you, because what that does is it actually, we all have a double chin. So if you look to the side, you can see I've got this double chin, and if I have the camera looking straight at me like so, or down, you get this kind of a look. And nobody likes showing that look to anybody, do they? So to reduce the impact of that, you have your camera looking down at you. Hold it up or sit it up just a little bit like that, and then it's looking down at you, and it puts puts a bit of shadow under here, which hides your double chin. So that can actually sometimes, especially for us ladies, make you feel a little bit more comfortable about yourself. It narrows your face, and it just puts you into a much more flattering light. So we're never going to say no to that, are we, ladies? Yeah, and you don't have to have fancy equipment when you're going live. It really isn't that hard. The biggest thing for going live is confidence. And the only way to get that confidence is to do it. The more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get doing it. It's like public speaking. Most people don't like it, but they get better at doing it by doing it. So yes, so I'm trying to think, what else can I tell you? It's a lot. Yes, we all need flattering light. Now, have you got some questions? Because as you know, I do like these sessions to be somewhat flattering. So throw some questions at me, because we've still got 10 minutes left, and I'll try and answer them for you. Yeah, remember your color in your light. That's an important way to help create a more flattering look on your face as well, and also allows your audience to see you. Remember the glasses tip. That's a great one. I'll put them back now down. So when I look up the camera, you should be able to see, hopefully, circles in my eyes. Unless I've just, yep, you can see the circles there now. But as soon as I do that, great tip. How do we go live using Zoom? Okay, great question. So in Zoom, I don't think I can share my screen. I might have to do a separate video for you on this one. But in Zoom, across the bottom of our Zoom screens, we've all got that little bar where it says, where it asks you where it's got the, I think it's got the microphone, the video, a few little things. Then you go all the way across, you get the 3 dots with more on it. So you click on the more, then it comes up with a whole heap of options. And one of them says go live on Facebook. So then all you do is you click go live on Facebook, make sure you've given Zoom permission to log into your Facebook account, because if you don't, it won't work. And I do believe I've just done some updates to make logging into groups a little bit more interesting, especially if you're not an admin of the group. So you've got to check all those first. Now, once you have got all those permissions in place, all you do is you click go live on Facebook inside of your Zoom room. I think you can also do YouTube as well. Let me just have a quick look, because I don't use it all that often except for going live on Facebook. But it does have a few options. Oh, so I've only got stop live stream at the moment because I'm actually live at the moment. But oh, great question, Rika. Just a second, I'll answer that one. So basically, once you click the go live on Facebook, it should bring up an interaction between Facebook and Zoom. So you tell it where you want to go live. You tell it the name of your live. Like I've called this one tips for going live on social. So it will publish that Facebook will publish that as part of going live. What else will it do? And you can tell it where you want to go live. So on your profile or in a group. And then assuming you've got permission within that group to go live, you can actually go live within that group. It's simple, it's easy, but it can be tricky if you are quite new and don't necessarily understand technology. And if you do want help with that, just book a call with me. I'll pop my calendar link in the comments momentarily, and I'll help you talk you through that. Now, Rika has a great question. How many minutes or hours do you need to go live or social in social media per day? Well, it depends on what you're trying to achieve. But 30 minutes, when you go live for 30 minutes or more at a time, it gives Facebook time to send the notifications out that you are live. Then that gives you more chance of getting people to come and view your Facebook or your Facebook Live. And the more times you do that, so as long as it's got content adding value, and you're not just on rabbiting on about how dinner was this and that and whatnot, so long as you are actually giving valuable content to your audience, you can go live as often as you like. Now, I don't go live as often as I need to or should, because I have a very busy work schedule between running this business and the 3 or 4 contracts I've got for that business and going to uni part-time, almost full-time this semester. So it's gotten a bit chaotic. So I haven't done as many lives as I should. However, lives, minimum of 30 minutes really gives Facebook the opportunity to send out the notifications to all of your followers that you are live, and that increases your chances of people watching you. Now, the other tip, I know we've got about 6 minutes left. Another great tip is when you've finished your live, don't delete it. Never delete your lives, because you've then got content that you can cut up and use on your feeds, put them into your reels, put them into your stories. You've got content that way. So when this finishes, I'll be downloading this video, saving it through, and then I'll upload it to YouTube as a quick tutorial for helping people go live on Facebook and social media. But I'll also at some point cut some cut and chop some little bits and pieces out. Yes, you've got to keep people's attention span while watching live. So you've really got to have interesting content. You've got to be, generally you should be prepared. However, today I wasn't prepared, and you probably can tell I'm winging this one because this is a topic I know so well, and I don't feel I need to prepare a presentation as a general rule, because this is just off the bat, because I'm passionate about this stuff. I can talk for hours without any time. It's usually a matter of getting me a chance to stop. However, if you do need that time to prepare, I discovered a great little trick yesterday in yesterday's live, which if you go back and watch yesterday's live, which was about, what did I do yesterday? Colors yesterday. I discovered in Zoom yesterday that a little trick for allowing me to have my slides, instead of my virtual background that I've got now, having my slides as my virtual background, which means I could have my slides on the screen and I could have my script on the left-hand side of my screen as well. So I could have my slides and my screen all in front of me and still be on the screen and participating in the conversation. So that is a great little tip. If you want to know more about that, book a conversation with me. I'll pop that link in when I'm finished my live for you. So you just gotta experiment, have fun, relax. Yes, very much. It is very much a gold trick. One of my lecturers has been doing it all semester at uni. I've finally figured out how he's been doing it, and it turned out to be such a very simple trick that's a game changer in the way you can actually present using Zoom. It is a game changer. If you would like to know more about it, let me know, and I will book a half-hour chat with me. They're free. There's no cost to them, and I will. Yeah, I can talk to you about that next week, Lorraine, when we're doing. So Lorraine and I have got a bit of a conversation next week. I'll talk to you about that. And I do believe my time is just about up. Any last minute questions before we wrap this up? Feel free to pop them in and I'll come back and answer them. In the meantime, while we're just wrapping up and waiting for questions, check out my album. I've got some great offers in there. I've got my 3 done for you packages surrounding social media and email content. I've got an email masterclass coming up soon in writing emails. So if you need help writing emails, feel free to jump into that class. It's a free masterclass. You want more, Lorraine? Oh, I can talk to you more. I'll talk to you more one-on-one because I am fast running out of time. Who would actually like me to create a little checklist out of this content for you? Let me know, and I will. If there's enough people who want me to create a checklist, I will create a checklist with tips and ideas that you can use for going live. So let me know if you want that, and I will do that for you. Anyway, that's pretty much my time. Yeah, okay, Lucia wants the checklist, so I better do the checklist. Okay, thank you so much for coming in and joining me, putting in your questions. Love it when you guys participate. It makes me feel like it's part of the conversation, because I'd rather have a conversation with you than just talk at you. So thank you so much for participating. Love that. I'll see you guys soon. And thank you, Lucia, again for organising such a wonderful expo. And I'll see you guys probably in the next expo, if not in my email masterclass, which is coming up in October. Check out the link in my album. Thanks for now. Bye now.